chicks will cream for Grease Lightning.
Oh my God.
Those are lyrics.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, Grease is like horny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is Producer Richard, and across from me is the Doctor himself.
Hello.
Something is going on, and I can't tell if it's the headphones or the... Yeah, it's the headphones. Okay. It was just like... I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was bad.
Oh, shit.
But it's fine. Everything's fine. Each week, we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC.
We're holding it together.
Wait. My name is Producer Richard, and across from me is Doctor... I did that
Yeah,
already. Okay.
hello.
Okay, hold on.
Do you want another take?
No, hold on. Welcome, residents, man. You know, if I get off my script.
Hit the script you barely look at anyway, but definitely need.
Each week we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
Oh, so you're not going to introduce me?
Shut up. Like a split second, I was like,
I know, I was like... Oh.
There's not nearly enough vodka in this Caesar.
That's really funny.
We have a review.
Yeah, baby.
Number 142.
Nice.
It's not 169. Easy.
I'm still going to say nice. It's not you can...
Yeah, it is. The word out is no other meaning. 5-star review from Facebook from Chris Woods Ewing, who goes on to say, decided to finally leave a review. Yeah, fucking long enough. Been waiting on Chris.
Yeah.
How long do I have to keep asking? Thanks.
How many episodes have we said it?
Yeah. Where's Chris?
Where the fuck is Chris?
Yeah. Gotta get that Lord of the Rings pod.
Yeah, baby.
Seriously, though, I've been listening for months now. I started at episode number 1. Bad choice.
I mean, kudos. Jesus.
I'm at episode 162 now. I've enjoyed it all. I'd recommend starting at number 50, though. Shut up, Richard. Fuck you.
No, keep going. I like this review. You speaking truth to power.
Yeah, at least you're acknowledging that I'm power.
Sure.
That's all I've ever asked for. It's the best jumping on point. Disagree. The podcast...
Issue 50?
Yeah.
The Morrison issue with Kyle?
Yeah.
Wow.
The podcast is well put together. Goddamn right. And the doc knows DC. The hosts have great banter and have made me gut laugh more than once. Beyond the laughs, you'll find a wealth of DC info. From different characters to how to really get into comics. No gatekeeping here. I mean, some, but just not maybe the ones you're used to.
Some, but you seem to be getting through those games.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
Yeah. If you have a question, shoot them a message. I had just gotten into comics when I started listening, and these guys really helped me grow my hobby. Yeah, one of us. Unless you're taking comics that I would have bought, then I don't like it.
Oh, man. So many rules. It's all fucking rules.
You love rules.
It's always rules.
You love rules.
You gotta just like go with the flow, man. You'll never see me making rules.
Yeah, the least the you thing I've
Arbitrary
ever heard.
Rules. Yeah. That's not a thing I enjoy.
Or your entire family. I've started collecting comics and really appreciating them as an art, the art they can be. They helped foster that appreciation. 5 out of 5 capes.
Hell yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Great review.
Hell yeah. Using our lingo, too.
Love it.
You know what? I'm back on your side, Chris. Good job. Fucking took you long.
You're only saying that so that you don't lose your head in La Revolution.
Oh, yeah, because apparently everyone's coming for me now. That's fine.
You had a good run.
I never changed myself to get there or come back from there, so...
I've famously never had a heel or face turn on this.
You turn so fast that the audience gets a whiplash. Like,
I think I did try to face turn in an episode. By the end of the episode, I had heel turned again.
Yeah, you were like, I'm sorry, you guys.
It's like, never mind. Fuck you guys.
Feels better.
Yeah.
We've got some news. extended and unnecessary.
Bloop.
Beep-a-da-ba-doo-ba-doo-boo-boo-boo.
Squibbity-bip-bip-boobity-doo.
We haven't done that in a while. We have some news starting with Suicide Squad.
Jesus.
Either too much vodka or not
Stop
enough.
drinking. Why? It's not going to help.
I figure it's like it'll come back around.
Right.
I'll get so drunk that I'll get sober. That's what my dad said.
No.
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League rescheduled for 2023.
Yeah.
That thing that was supposed to come out last year is coming out next year. And we found it out in February.
Listen, it's, it's frustrating because you want things to come out because you want to play them, but I'd rather stuff get pushed if it's taking longer than have all those people work like 23 hours a day.
No, I want the employees to die and I want this half finished when it comes out.
Yeah, let's cyberpunk this. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, bleed the workforce.
Let's disappoint everyone.
That's the way I roll.
Yeah, I mean, disappointing, but if that's what it takes to finish it properly and have it come out, then yeah, go for it. I mean, also, if if it's meant to be a PS5 game, like most people don't have a PS5, you might as well push it anyway.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Also, we do have 2 other DC games coming out this year.
Well, there's one other coming.
I thought there was 2.
The Gotham Knights one, and then they just announced that they were going to start developing a Wonder Woman one.
Sure.
So that's a ways away still.
But we're still getting one this year, which is better than...
Until they announce that one gets pushed.
Well, yeah, of course. To 2026.
Yeah.
Next piece of news.
We will finish Ghost Facers before these games go.
Look, I mean, that's what is it? Guardian, the game, the with like the big dog with the wings.
What?
The Last Guardian. That's what it is.
Oh.
It's a PS1 or PS2 game that didn't come out until like PS4. They
for real?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was like a long, joked about game because it just never came out for like 10 years.
Impressive that it ended up coming out at all, not just being like, we should give up.
What's funnier is that
it's a sunk cost.
What's funnier is the game. It's fine.
I mean, there's no way it was going to be worth it after all that time.
It's so funny.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Next piece of news: Titans season 4. Blood Brother, Jinx, and Mother Mayhem all cast.
Brother Blood.
That's what
Not Blood Brother.
Oh, whatever.
Stop drinking.
No, I think I'm on the other end of it soon.
But yes, Brother Blood, Mother Mayhem, and Jinx are all meant to be cast for that season.
How are you feeling about that?
Cool. I mean, I like bringing that in, but it almost makes me wish if Jinx is in there, then I almost wish we'd get more of the Hive characters. I think we saw Gizmo once in season 3 as I don't
think we did.
We did. It was in the early part of the season.
I don't know why they're introducing all these characters and they haven't even dealt with Scarecrow yet.
They haven't even finished season 3.
Yeah. Well, no, they finished it, but they just, they didn't finish the storylines. Yeah.
Yeah. Jinx is supposed to be in there. Or who knows? Maybe they're trying to play a long game and they're assuming they're going to get a season 5 and then we'll get the Hive or something.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Which would be kind of neat. But yeah, Brother Blood, classic Titans villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense to get them in there. Yeah, I just want, we talked about it on the Patreon. I actually really liked season 3, but season 3 is Nightwing and Friends.
Well, yeah.
It's what I want from season 4 is more Titans, that more of them have more to do. You know what I mean? It's been 2 seasons since Beast Boy did anything. I mean, and I think and Raven is barely in season 3. I want that again. So if season 4 can go that way, then I'll be happy. I really did enjoy season 3 for what it was. But
the fact that it was in Gotham and mostly about
the thing is, season
Grayson.
3 was good as Nightwing and Friends.
Yeah.
So I just went in and I was yeah, sure, whatever. But it's not really Titans-y, you know what I mean? So I kind of hope season 4 swings back the other way. Dick's the leader of the team. He's going to be a central part of it. That's fine. But let's get more Raven and Beast Boy and stuff like that.
I think that I saw an article today also that was basically saying that the production of like Beast Boy and Starfire's abilities, like from an effects standpoint, or he was really challenging. So I'm wondering if
I know, but then it's like you either should have made it less challenging,
I know,
so you could do it more.
I know,
or like just build it in more. Like have fewer sets. Make like
I know.
Trap Dick underground for 3 episodes. Or something. So it's like there's one set. Like just do something. Like why are you making a Titans show and then putting up barriers to showing the Titans?
I know. It's true. No. It's 100% true.
That doesn't make any sense.
The next piece of news I'm very excited about.
Sure.
It's something you and I have even talked about, which is DC reinvents the Justice League as a team of dinosaur heroes in Jurassic League. I cannot wait for this series.
It looks very fun, very silly.
I've already reached out to our comic book shop and was like, I am 100% getting this.
It looks very, very fun. I think it'll be a good one.
Fucking Justice League is dinosaurs. Did you see the Joker?
I love weird crap like that. Yes, I did. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean that. Yeah, I'm 100% in. It makes me think a little bit. There was that like maybe early 2000s or something like that. There was like a different. They had a thing where it was like different Justice Leagues, but they were all like JLA. There was like the Justice League of Atlantis. There was the
that's cool.
Of whatever. Like they were all like kind of just riffs and random things, and they were like 1 or 2 shot kind of
love that
installment sort of things. It made me think of that, where it's just like I just let's have a fun romp with like Dinosaur League. And
yeah, it's exactly what I want.
Yeah, that is a thing I want more of, and then obviously like a little bit more of like other characters. You know what I mean? So we're getting there. We're inching. We're
all the kinds of stuff I like.
Yeah, that's fun.
DC's doing a lot of stuff I want them to do.
Jurassic League is right in the sweet spot, I think.
Final piece of news: DC celebrates Black History Month with variant covers, milestone initiative, and curated titles.
Yeah, I mean the milestone. There's like a big like omnibus thing or something like that. I think that's out for milestone. The variant covers thing is cool. I think the argument people would put out there is like, hey, where are our black lead titles?
I mean, sure, yeah.
What's out right now? What's the closest we've got to that? Green Lantern is like largely a Jon Stewart and Joe Mullane book.
Yeah.
So Green Lantern,
the Batman
is in there. Yeah, that's right. The
I Am Batman,
the Jace Fox Batman series.
The Nubia and the Amazons. Obviously, the Flash getting with Wally.
No. Wallace West is in that book, but Wally is white.
Oh, sorry. I meant Wallace, yes.
But I think people would be like, hey, where's the rest of the... But...
Is it Aquaman or no?
Oh, yeah. So, Jackson. Yeah, Black Manta. I mean, that series is about to end. But
Cyborg is a female right now, or...
No, but Cyborg doesn't have...
Oh no,
series right now.
No, it's oh shit.
I mean, I guess it's slightly better than I thought it was, but it's still like I think like there's no Black Lightning series. Where's Vixen? Where's there's stuff like that I think people would have relevant and good arguments for. But yes, some cool variant covers, some milestone stuff. Hopefully we get something else out of it.
Still got Naomi, which is great. And
that's right. Naomi season
Hardware and Static are coming.
Yeah, milestone stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a collection of stuff.
It's not. They're not there, but like, it's the thing of like a thing that I appreciate DC has been doing lately is they're like, we know there's not like as many books of as many characters out there, but it's like they like Mr. Terrific is like in Flash as like a supporting character, or they throw like Dr. Fate in for an arc, or over here like Dead Man is going to team up with one. Like they're finding ways to like sprinkle other characters you like into other stories, and things like that. I appreciate that in general, but it does kind of do the thing where it's just like, man, I wish they had their own series.
Definitely.
It's better than not having, though. I don't mean to like fully complain about it, but there is a part of me that's like, man, I wish there was like more of this.
Definitely. I totally get
Waller, I guess. Black character. Although she's like fully
bad,
evil right now, but still.
But I mean, that's part of it. Like,
Yep.
you get to have representation of bad people.
Totally.
And good people,
And Black
yeah.
Manta, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with that, that's all the news.
Well, there you go.
Let's talk about this week's theme.
Yeah. We're not talking about skinny, colorful daughter. We're talking Thicc Grayson.
Oh, I was like, what? Grayson.
Yeah.
Okay, Jesus.
Yeah. That was not sweaty.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Did you fucking break your neck tilting it?
Yeah, we're talking Nightwing.
That's
Dick Grayson in a few forms, but largely that ends up being.
yeah. We're
Nightwing
talking about Night Swing.
Jesus Christ! God damn it! Pretty funny.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
We got a ton of questions for this, so if you don't hear your question, it's because I've actually made a full part 2 of questions that we'll get to at some point. So yeah, if you don't hear your question, it's not just in the mailbag. It's that we'll get to a part 2 of this episode at some point in the future.
because people are thirsty for Grayson.
Thirsty for / have opinions on where either I think he should be Batman, or it's well, how come they keep making him like Batman? It's he's a character that is both why I won't say universally, because I know people obviously in the Docs Court that don't feel this way, but
I mean, we know what you're talking about.
Almost universally beloved character, but also a character that I think real swings and roundabouts in terms of what people like or dislike about them, or how they're used, or things like that. So I think we got some interesting questions. We got some stupid questions, and I think I've sprinkled them accordingly.
Yeah, as we normally would.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's talk about the best ass in the DC universe.
Oh, we're going to talk about me all day?
Sure, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. First question comes from Facebook.
The hubris. The absolute hubris. No, you sing it. Sing it.
I got nothing but time.
I'll wait you out.
All right.
This is going to be fun to listen to. This is me, Richard, going through the face in the book, going through the Facebook. Sorry, Doc. Fine. Good. I'm just glad you did it.
Wow, that sounded like such a different person.
It was a different person from me. It was you. Let's move on now that you've capitulated.
First question comes from John Spees. It's not my carrots. It's John Spees.
That's pretty good.
John Spees asks, how do you feel about Warner Bros. Treatment of Dick Grayson on the show Titans? My personal opinion is that, especially in season 3, he was portrayed to be too much like Bruce Wayne.
I don't know that I feel that way.
No.
I mean, unless you're talking about I guess there is a sort of element in that season of the mission being important. He kind of throws Connor under the bus a little bit.
Is that not what Grayson's normally like?
I mean, there's always an element. I don't watch that season and go, oh, they made a Batman.
Mm-hmm.
I think to me, it's a relatively authentic Grayson portrayal. Part of that is that sometimes there is this dynamic of how much of the Batman has seeped in. Obviously there's a tension there. He doesn't want to be like Bruce. He wants to kind of do his own thing. But sometimes it veers back the other way, where he's just no, he does have a level of that determination and that kind of almost self-sacrificing thing where it's this isn't your fight. This is there's that is in Grayson as well. I think it's possible that John feels the same way about season 2 of Young Justice, but I'd argue season 2 Young Justice Dick Grayson is even more of the mission is the only thing that matters. I'll keep secrets from anyone
Really?
I have to get it done. I mean, it's part of the story arc of season 2 of Young Justice, and then eventually he's that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that, but he does it.
Fair.
I would argue that season pushes those Batman-y elements further than season 3 of Titans does. But yeah, I mean, I guess if that's what we're talking about, I can sort of see it. But I definitely wasn't watching it and going like, ugh, they made him Batman. I didn't feel that way about it. 'Cause I do think those things are in. I mean, as much as he goes out on his own, he's like inextricably tied to Batman. That's the character. You know what I mean?
Well, and it's his father.
I guess my perspective is I don't feel like he's like a Batman substitute or like Batman in everything but name. The way that they would do like on Arrow. Like that Oliver Queen is more Batman than Dick Grayson in Titans has been.
Fair.
I think is my perspective on it. In general, I actually, if we take some of like the plot stuff out of I actually think Brenton Thwaites is a very good Dick Grayson. Like I really like his portrayal. You know, in the context they've thrown him in, I like the way that he plays that tension of how much like Batman am I and which parts are good to embrace and where do I have to fight back. And you know, we got little glimpses. We're getting more and more glimpses of the witticisms and things. We've come a long way from fuck Batman in the first season. You know, I think, you know, it could always push more, but we're getting a little more of the kind of Grayson-y elements. Is it like the best, like ripped straight from the comics? No, probably not, but like it's strong. I think it's one of the better elements of that show.
Totally.
Is him playing Grayson.
He is my favorite like performance in that show, I would say.
Right, yeah. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, just generally.
Yeah.
Him and I mean, I like Hawk. I think he's good. He's doing exactly what he has to do.
Sure. And Starfire's got a great set of performances.
Starfire suffers because they don't know what to do with their character. They're like, alien loser powers, get them back the next episode.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Starfire's spinning her wheels right now, which is because Starfire first season, really cool arc of like trying to piece together her memories and what's the mission, and it's like connected to Raven. She has this sort of, you know, kind of protective thing, but it turns out she's there to kill her. You know, like Starfire had a lot to do and places to go in that first season. She's kind of been spinning her wheels since, and that's the general problem with the show. Like we were talking about, is it's Nightwing and friends, and everyone else is kind of like in a weird holding pattern until they're like, we have a thing for you to do, Superboy, or we have like a thing for you to do, Raven.
For sure.
So yeah, that's the bigger problem with that show, I would argue, rather than how much is Dick like Batman.
For sure. All right, next question comes from Wes Arrington, who asks, other than the Wolfman Perez Titans portrayal of Dick in NTT,
New Teen Titans,
has any other writer done as well with Dick's personality as Tom Taylor currently is?
Right. I mean, the current Tom Taylor, Bruno Redondo run of Nightwing is spectacular.
Yes.
It's really, really good.
I mean, I'm looking at one right now that you gave me to read.
So the Tim Seeley, like Rebirth stuff, I like a lot, actually. Yeah. I think it's pretty strong. Tom King's Grayson run is really good, but it's a very specific
take
and version of things, but I think it's really really good. I like the like Morrison, like the like Dick Bats stuff, I think is good. Is that my preferred way to see Dick Grayson as Batman? It's like, no, but I think there's a lot of fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went back and I was reading some of like the early, it's like Nightwing Volume 2, like the Chuck Dixon kind of stuff in the 90s. And that one is like, I've been having a hard time with it, especially the early issues of that run. It's fine. It's not like my favorite stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think any of it really holds a candle to the Wolfman Perez or the Tom Taylor. But I'd argue that the Tim Seeley stuff is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have some NTT that I just got too, but I'm excited to get into that. Like
I mean, awesome. It's pretty classic, you know, like it's got Wolfman Perez have such like a vibe, like a real specific. Now, is it all good? No, like there's some like weird problematic stuff in there because
it's DC and
it's the
era.
80s. It's you know, it's there's stuff in there, but the general like just the vibe of it, I think, is pretty classic.
Hell yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's like you got to read it. You know, like
sure, yeah.
The importance of it, you know what I mean? Like you got to give it a read.
All right, let's leave Facebook and head on over to Twitter.
Twitter.
First question comes from Kyle, who asks, "What is your favorite Dick moment?"
Ooh.
Mine is Midnighter recognizes Dick in Grayson due to his incredible top leg melons.
Okay, it's true.
What?
So in the Grayson series, Dick is presumed dead. This is post Forever Evil.
Sure.
And now he's gone undercover. He's Agent 37. He's in Spiral. He's doing espionage stuff. And they all have this thing, I think it's called Hypnos. It's like it blurs your face out just like in real life. Like people are like, can't look at you or recognize your face and stuff. It's like an alien technology or something like that. That gets referenced in Omega Men. But so Grayson is out there as Agent 37. People don't know who it is. And Midnighter is like, you might hide your face, but I'd know that ass anywhere.
Seriously?
And he's like, that's Grayson. He recognizes him by his.
That's incredible.
Which the thing I love about that, is that it was very true to like whatever was building of the Midnighter Nightwing kind of like, you know, friendship, partnership, flirting, that sort of thing. It was very authentic to that. And also I love incorporating the in-joke of like Dick Grayson being this like fine ass kind of thing. And like it becomes like a plot point where it's like that's how Midnighter finds out.
That's very funny.
Around. It's pretty funny to me. I think that's good. It's a good moment.
That's crazy.
It's really funny though.
I do like it though.
Yeah. Good moments, man. What is my favorite Dick Grayson moment? That's interesting. And that's a tricky one too. I think
because I think he's a character that has really great arcs and stories and stuff, but like the moments themselves, like I don't know how many of them there are.
Yeah, like it's trying to like pin stuff down too.
Wasn't there? Oh, there wasn't there there's a time travel one. I remember you telling me about.
I don't remember what I was telling you about.
Oh God, was it? No, it wasn't.
I think I really like. It's not one specific moment. It's not like a panel or a page, but I like that. Oh, what's the name of that fucking series? Is it Titans Hunt? It was a series like in the New 52 where they were like, man, we really did the Titans dirty. We did that generation dirty. And they were like trying to like reinsert them like that they've forgotten their adventures together. It's like, no, like they were trying to put them back in there. And I like him through that and through the Titans series as like being this kind of like leader people rally behind and like kind of there's like a little inspirational and stuff like that. I think I like the moments where I see the DC universe like rally behind Dick, where I see how important he is, or like that people like him and care about him. Like in the Rebirth era, there's like a random. No, it's not even Rebirth. It's current. It's in this Taylor run. The Titans and a bunch of people just showed up to protect him, like as Dick Grayson, because he's like there's a hit out on Dick Grayson in Bloodhaven, and a bunch of Cyborg and Starfire and Donna Troy and all these people just like show up and they go like, Dick Grayson's under our protection. I kind of like, I love that kind of like family.
Big surprise.
Anything that's kind of like that, I enjoy.
Sure.
So whether that's about like, I like that moment of where Damian, I'm going to paraphrase, but he's like, Grayson, like you and I were the best. Like when we were Batman and Robin, like that was the best. And I, especially with a character like Damian, who's so fucking ornery and he, has so like such obvious disdain for so many characters, the level of respect that he shows and the love that he shows for Grayson and stuff. Like I like those moments. Maybe that Damian one is up there for me. That like we were the best, weren't we?
Yeah,
I like that. I mean, it always makes me feel good.
That's awesome.
It's weird to be told that like that was the best, as opposed to the moment being like showing that they're the best.
Yeah,
I do like them as Batman and Robin, but those things just always make me feel good. Whereas a character is just like, it's me and you, man.
Those were the good days.
Yeah, or like when Wally comes back, there's some like moments like that between him and Dick, and yeah. Again, maybe weird to be told it, but I like it when characters express their emotions and are like, "We love you, man."
I do always like that too.
That's the thing that gets me in like any movie and stuff, is like when people come together as a team to achieve something. I'm like,
put aside our differences.
Anything like that, I'm like instantly weeping now. That's like I cry in fucking everything.
I know. I was with you during Endgame.
Oh my god. I was so embarrassed. I was like, I'm one of these fucking nerds. I was crying. I was like mad at myself, but I was like, son, you left. You don't have to fight by yourself, Captain. So any moment like that in comics in general, I love, and I think Dick Grayson gets a lot of them, where someone is just like, "You can always count on me." And yeah. I mean, even in the piece of shit Rise of Skywalker, with Lando is like, "There's lots of them, but there's more of us." I was like, the galaxy showed up. They're gonna help.
No, they won't.
Like, I wish our version happened. Yeah, they're gonna win. No, they won't.
It would have been the best. It would have been the best.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Do you have one of like the stuff you've been reading? Have you encountered like a fun Grayson moment?
I haven't really gotten enough of Grayson.
Right.
It's a character that I'm excited to get into this Sealy run here, because
I specifically gave you that one because there is like a weird amount of branding talk.
Love it.
In it. It's
Love
funny.
it. Very excited for that. Yeah. No, I haven't gotten a bunch of Nightwing yet. So it's a character that I like. Even of all the stuff that I have, there's not, besides like your crises event-y kind of stuff, and even then it's not like hugely surrounding Grayson. So yeah, it's a character that I have a bit of a gap on. So I'm excited.
Nice.
All right. Next question comes from EC.
It's so easy.
Yeah. Who asks, what's your favorite animated version of Dick Grayson? Examples, the Batman the Animated Series, Young Justice, or some other DC animation?
Ooh, interesting. The Young Justice one
is good.
Is really good.
Yeah.
I mean, but he's also had probably the most exposure of any of them.
Totally.
The most episodes, the most watching him develop, because you start with him as Robin when the team forms, and then you catch up with him as Nightwing. You see him become this leader, but keep a distance from Batman and the League and stuff like that. That one is very, very good. It's probably my favorite. I'm going to throw like a weird one out there. I don't know that I think it's the best, but it works really well in the context. I like Neil Patrick Harris's Nightwing in Under the Red Hood.
Oh.
He's in like 3 scenes. Near the beginning, he's helping Bruce out, and then he gets injured, and Bruce has to face Jason alone, kind of thing. But there's like, it's got the right balance of like, he's super competent. He's independent, but he shows up and he's like, yeah, I'll help you out, Batman. He's got some like quips and stuff. I feel like I enjoy it. I don't know that I would like a prolonged exposure to Neil Patrick Harris as Nightwing, but
Sure.
I do kind of enjoy that one a lot. The animated series one is odd because he's mostly Robin, and then when you do meet him as Nightwing, he's got like the long ass mullet kind of thing. But he's actually not in a ton as Nightwing.
No.
By the time you get to New Adventures and that, and Tim is Robin. I do like him as Robin though in those early Batman the Animated Series. Those are fun. I think my favorite is probably Young Justice.
I would agree with you.
I think I wanted the like DC animated movie universe one I wanted to like him more. And there's some like good stuff. He's got like some good kind of similar to the comics, not exactly, but he's got like a good relationship with Damian. I like that interplay. Mm-hmm. There's some cool stuff there, but in general, I feel like he's like a weaker performance there than Young Justice. He also just gets so much to do. It's really hard to compete when you're looking at like one version of this showed up like, let's say 6 times, and the other one has shown up for 4 like 20 episode seasons. You go like, well, I guess it's that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably Young Justice.
All right, next question comes from Lesbian of Many Names, who asks, at one point, Dick Grayson was said to have adopted his code name from the duo of Nightwing and Flamebird. Is this, or any version of this story, still canon?
Right. So, when he becomes Nightwing, he chooses that name because it's based on a Kryptonian legend that Superman told him.
Really?
Of these heroes called Nightwing and Flamebird. That it's a reference to like a Silver Age thing where it's like Superman goes to the bottle city of Kandor and disguises himself as Nightwing and Flamebird. This is like well before Nightwing was a character.
Yeah.
But then it keeps getting reinterpreted. And so then they were like, it's like Kryptonian mythology, or then it was like Supergirl and Power Girl were in Kandor one time and they were Nightwing and Flamebird. And then it was like Chris Kent and Farah Akbar were Nightwing and Flamebird. There's this like lineage of these like Kryptonian superheroes, either on Krypton or in Kandor or whatever, called Nightwing and Flamebird. And in Rebirth, Nightwing still talks about it, and he talks about how Nightwing is like a god of change or things like that. It's about reinventing yourself and things like that. It becomes this like sort of thematic thing in that, and that's Rebirth. So that's leading out of New 52 when they're trying to reincorporate things. They bring that element back in, like right off the bat. They're like,
"Oh wow!"
Nightwing gets his name from Kryptonian legend.
Oh wow!
And there's I have seen no indication that they've abandoned that. So yes, I mean, as far as canon, quote unquote goes, the specifics of it, Nightwing still has gotten his name from that. He's inspired by Superman, not by Batman, which I think is also like kind of a powerful thing. Like I think it might be in that Rebirth run. He says people think I got the name by trying to like be off-brand Batman. It's like nighttime and like bats have wings. But it's like, no, like this is a Kryptonian thing. Like Superman inspired me.
Yeah.
And I like that. I dig that a lot because that's the thing that I like about Dick Grayson is he's kind of got like Superman's heart.
Yeah.
And Batman's skills. Not all of them, of course. He's not the Batman. But
I think it's a combination of Batman's demeanor and Superman because he's got the hope and heart, but I think he's still got the
hope and heart, and he wants to see the best in people.
But he does it from the darkness.
And he wants to find it, but he also wants to find a better way. Like he's always reckoning with that. Like there's a time and a place, I guess, for criminals to be afraid, but also maybe we could like help them and they won't be criminals. Like I like that his name embodies that, and then when a writer is really on it, if maybe not specifically, but they acknowledge at least intuitively that thing is true, that he's taken Batman's training and then he's using like Superman's heart, and maybe not literally that they have to say like, and I always think of Superman when I'm something, but I think when Dick is at his best, you can see those things in there. So I love that they keep coming back to this idea that he got his name from Superman. Like when he strikes out on his own, he doesn't want to be like Batman. He goes to Superman.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that is like, it's such an interesting interesting wrinkle for a former sidekick to take inspiration from a different hero.
Yeah.
I really like that element. I think that's
cool.
Awesome. It'd be like if like Kid Flash was like, I don't know, it's like Green Arrow took me in. Like,
yeah.
I don't, that's a silly example, but there's something kind of fun about that. It's not just there's a different version of rebellion, obviously, for Jason Todd, where he's like, I'm going to take the former name of your greatest enemy. Joker used to be Red Hood. Now I'm the Red Hood. Yeah. I'm your failure. But now, you know what I mean? Like that's a real spite shit, but for Dick to do that, he's like, no, this is like your best friend and your partner. And he's better than you. I'm also I'm a success of yours in a way, in that you saved me from being like you.
Yeah.
Where Jason is like, you failed me, and now I'm the worst possible. I mean, that's an exaggeration. Jason has come a long way, but the idea, though, I'm the worst version of how a Robin could end up.
Yeah.
And Dick is the best version of how a Robin could end up. And it's to be not like Batman at all, really, is to be inspired by someone better.
I do also like the version from Titans, where it's like, isn't it like Mexican folklore or something like that?
Yeah, what do they do? It's like a thing because he's in that prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tell him a story about
this folklore.
Yeah,
sort of
it's
thing.
kind of like almost like Phoenix adjacent of idea of like rising from the.
Yeah, I like that too.
I do as well. But again, it's that idea. It's about like something inspiring.
Yeah.
It's not what people might think it is, which
the
is
darkness.
Like Nightwing.
Yeah.
Like it's not actually about going that way. It's something more inspirational. Yeah, totally. I think that's fun.
All right, next question comes from our old friend and the Doctor's favorite resident, Dave Rossi.
I regret nothing. Listen, if you don't want to know the answer, don't ask the question. I feel like people thought I would wring my hands more over it, and very quickly committed.
Because that's such a crazy idea that you're gonna wring your hands a bunch about something.
Why would I never do that? Name one time I've sat on the fence about something or tried to please everyone so they don't come at me in the comments.
No, you've come a real like, I don't fucking care, come for me.
I mean, deep down I care. It hurts me every time people disagree.
I know you do. You put up such a crusty shell.
Yo, hey, SpongeBob. I hear the crusty crab.
Knew I had that in me. All right. Dave Rossi.
What does Dave say?
Asks.
Dash will turn off the podcast.
I love his friendship.
How old is Dashel now?
Like 30? I don't know.
Yeah. Never mind, Dashel. You're fine.
Yeah.
How are the kids?
Yeah. Light a cig. Listen to the app. I don't know. What do adults
for
do?
every 1 year of the podcast, Dashel has aged 7.
I mean, if you listen to it the whole time, it probably will age you that much. Yeah.
It's like draining the life from the listeners.
Yeah, we're getting
so that
younger
we
and
may
younger.
live another century.
It's Dorian's podcast.
Kind of.
Yeah. Dave asks, I love his friendship with Superman. We just talked about that. Is there a moment/story that comes to mind that started their friendship?
Oh, interesting. I mean, so beyond just being inspired by a story Superman told him or something like that, they actually do have a friendship.
That's cool.
Which is funny because, Superman and Batman are friends. You'd think, so it's got to be like, then the next generation, they'll be friends.
Yeah.
And like,
that's true.
Nightwing and Connor are friends. That's also true. But Nightwing is like a good friend of Clark Kent.
Which is interesting because he's a lot younger.
Yeah. But, I think there's an element of like, they both understand Bruce's maybe emotional limitations, so they could be like better friends.
They're like, God, that guy, right?
Oof. But yeah, I think, Clark probably sees what's the best way to describe this relationship? It is not like parental. It's not parental. It's not a mentor thing, but it's also, it's not 100% like we're school chums. It's almost like, it's like if you go to high school and you've got like a cool teacher who's like in their early 20s, and then you graduate
and then become
later you become like friends, but it's like, you did inspire me, but like we're actually closer in age than most people of this dynamic.
I literally have a friend who was a teacher of an ex of mine, and then when she got out of school, I ended up working with him, and he and I became better friends.
I think there's like
fucking ditched the dead weight.
Jesus, I think there's like a thing like that where it's like there you can acknowledge that there's like the kind of like step in the relationship, not a step relationship.
I've had bosses and stuff, relationship with bosses.
Totally,
and stuff.
I think it's that kind of thing. It is a thing I like, but I mean, it started when Thicc was Robin. It wasn't like he heard the story of Nightwing and then he's like, now I'm Nightwing, and the Superman's like, that's pretty chill, man. We should hang out. It was like, it's like the friendship starts when Thicc is a kid, when he's Robin. You know, Batman brings him to meet the Justice League. They have some team up adventures, things like that. There are like retcon stories where you like revisit and they're like,
sure.
And this was the moment Superman said, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know that I can think of like a specific one from a specific issue that stands out to me. But it is like a meaningful relationship to the point that when post-convergence, the pre-Flashpoint Superman was reinserted into the timeline, but there was still the New 52 Superman. When the New 52 Superman died, the pre-Flashpoint Superman kind of stepped out of the shadows, and then Justice League was like, wait, you're a different Superman? You kind of know us, but you don't? Like, and they were kind of not trusting him, and he went to Dick and was like, I was good friends with my Dick Grayson, and I know you were good friends with your Clark, and I hope we can
have that same relationship.
Yeah. Now, eventually, that Superman thing all gets retconned, so they're all one weird shit happens there. But there's this kind of weird acknowledgement that, like, across time, across continuities, I think Superman even calls him like the multiversal constant, and he's not the only Superman to call him that.
Really,
it's like that. Like Dick Grayson is this like anchor point. He's the least changed from timeline to timeline.
Oh, wow.
You know, where other characters go like really dark or really whatever, like one way or the other. Dick is pretty constant, and he's kind of like this like friendship Northern Star. And the multiple versions of Superman have communicated that in different ways. And anytime it comes up, I'm like, he's always his friend.
You know what I would...
There's a thing I really like about it.
You know what I would love as like, and I don't know if it would ever work, but like as like a TV series is like to do like a Quantum Leap, but with DC.
I mean, you could totally do that. But...
And like each episode, it's like, what version of DC is this right now?
Right.
It's like, hold on.
I mean, technically, if they weren't doing time all the time, Legends is the right vessel for that. Because like they're already doing wacky. They could go to like T-Rex League.
Yeah.
They could do like.
I would just be like, okay, hold on. Can you just tell me what are the Hawks right now?
Oh God,
are they aliens?
That should be every episode, though.
Yeah, just what's the situation?
And to
right
really
now?
Throw people off the scent, you do the supernatural then now thing. So you show a previous version of the Hawks that does not apply to this episode.
No, exactly. It's like, wait, well, how does that work? Shh.
Yeah. So I don't know that I can. It's probably in the Silver Age, though. There must be like a team up where it's like, you know, hey, chum, meet Superman kind of thing. Like that.
Sure.
Their initial meeting must be back in the Silver Age or something like that.
Totally.
Or maybe there's a Golden Age one even.
Yeah.
But technically that would be an Earth 2 adventure now. But yeah, you know what I mean.
All right. Let's leave Twitter and head on over to Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them. No, I already scattered this episode. I'm not going to do it here.
You don't get a yeah?
I don't feel like it. You're not my supervisor right now. In this exact moment.
Sure. Yeah. It's a switch I have to flick. First question from Instagram comes from Cursed Blob, who asks, Dick's relationship with other heroes are an important part of his character. Is there anyone in the DC universe he hasn't met yet that you would like to see him team up with?
Oh, that's interesting.
Shining Knight.
Shining Knight. Okay, now why do you say that? I mean, is just for the novelty of it, or is there like do you have like a take?
I think for me, I like something about like Grayson's like even keeled like leadership thing against such a preposterous character.
Right.
Like
unfrozen Arthurian knight.
Yeah, I just want to see him like contend with something like that and like have to like work with the thing. And he's like, haha, thou shalt not.
I think the funnest part of that kind of team up would be like that Sir Justin has to like stay in his apartment for a few days.
Yes, that's exactly what.
Like that thing is almost more fun than them as heroes teaming up. Is the like, have at thee. It's like, that's the TV, man. Like.
Thou'st backside is quite superb.
Yeah. I would recognize thine posterior anywhere.
I just feel like that would be such a fun, like...
Yeah. Okay.
I want Tom King to write it. Like,
okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. Shining Knight, another character that's just kind of like bombed in Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Right now. Or a version of Shining Knight.
Sure.
Under control of Dr. Psycho.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, God, a character that Grayson hasn't really had a major interaction with that I'd want to see. That's hang on, I just want to.
What are the things that like make him Grayson, and what would be a nice reflection on that?
Yeah, I mean, maybe someone like Buddy Baker, like Animal Man.
Sure.
And again, kind of like what I was saying with the Sir Justin thing, almost less for their hero personas and more for like the familial thing, like, Dick's relationship to family is like the most well-trod thing ever. I'm an orphan, but I had Bruce, and he's, like I actually had a family, and that's why I didn't grow up to be Bruce, and blah, 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 etc., etc.
Yes.
My parents loved me, and I knew that, and I, whatever, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Buddy Baker has such like a similar in some ways, but very different relationship with his family, where it's like his family has suffered some tragedy, but it's like the death of their son, and then also like he kind of has this like he works in Hollywood, and he's between that and superheroing, he's not home a lot. Like he has kind of like a strained family thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it kind of feels like one of those things where it would be like a movie in the 90s where it's like Uncle Dick came to stay, and he like helped us solve our family problems. We realized we love each other because Uncle Dick came to stay.
That's funny.
There's a thing, yeah. I don't know that that's the most compelling story ever or whatever, but I do think it's interesting that where I'm going is I'm less interested in like what's the superhero team up with Nightwing so much as like how will the characters interact and mesh and things like that. I think that's the stuff I'm more interested in with him.
You know who would be interesting is Mr. Miracle. Because it's like somebody who also like had like an adopted parent who like has complicated feelings about
with vague circus skills.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that would be a really that would be a really interesting thing. Maybe they have to like put an act together to like go undercover.
Yeah.
I think that could be really fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. Yeah. I see where you're going with that. That's why I stayed away from. I mean, the relationship between the Graysons and Deadman is already kind of established.
Sure, yeah.
They're both aerialists and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But and in the Injustice universe, Grayson becomes Deadman.
Really?
So
wow.
Yeah.
All right. Next question comes from Obadiah98.
All right.
Who asks, Barbara or Starfire? Pros and cons. Who is the one for the best ass in DC? Tangent question. Who is the second best ass?
Oh, second best ass in DC? Next to Grayson. Well, it's a pretty far drop to number 2. Let's just say that.
I'd love to see him do a far drop.
God, I'm gonna have to think about that part of it. But
Barbara or Starfire?
I mean, I'm curious what you think as someone who like largely hasn't read like a huge run of Grayson or anything like that, but just from like the conversations we've had over the course of the podcast, or odd panels you might have seen, or from watching Titans and stuff like that, which is the relationship you think makes more sense, or is like the right one?
Sure.
Is it Dick Babs or Dick Corey?
Here's the thing. From everything that I've seen, I've got complicated feelings, because I think that Barbara will be interesting because it's someone who like understands him, like to like his past and where he's come from, and really gets, I think, where he's at and who he was, and all of that stuff. The problem with that, though, is that really like cements you in a certain time of your life, and it's hard to like grow beyond that. It's like dating a high school sweetheart, where it's like, how do you?
It kind of feels like, I'm not gonna move out of my hometown.
Exactly.
I know what you mean. I know the vibe.
Exactly, and I think Starfire is interesting, though it can be very like explosive, and
Starfire feels like when you're like 20,
and you're just like,
and this is my first adult relationship, and I'm bad at it, but we're doing it anyway.
It feels like unstable.
Yeah. I mean, it is extremely, you're right, like volatile, not like in a violent way, but in that sort of like the flames of passion.
Yeah, exactly. And if you can
clouds your judgment, and maybe you fuck things up more, and your fuck ups are bigger, but you're taking big swings.
Yes.
Yeah.
They like propose when they're like 22.
Totally. They almost got married. Yeah. Shit like that. Yeah.
I think that is interesting, and if they can grow together, there's probably a lot of success there. God damn, the sex is hot. But now I'm just thinking about the show.
Easy.
God, I'm losing blood to the head. So I mean, I think neither maybe are the right choice.
Right.
I think that's maybe where I land.
See, it's funny you say that, because that was kind of going to be my Trixie like sit on the fence answer as well. Is that it's kind of like a Betty and Veronica thing.
Yes.
I mean, it's different with Archie because you are staying in your hometown there. Betty is clearly the choice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's a little more obvious actually with Archie than in other things. In my opinion.
I mean, come on.
I mean, I'm Veronica all the way.
Which one's the brunette?
The Veronica.
Yeah, okay, never mind.
Veronica. The rich bossy brunette.
I don't know why we both like that.
But I think I agree with the sort of vibe kind of thing that you're talking about in terms of Barbara and Corey. Now, obviously, like there's comic continuity of like Dick and Corey having a kid in the future and things like that. And it's if the choice is just between the two of them. I'm almost tempted to say Corey.
Right? Yeah.
I
agree with that.
Dick and Babs kind of will always have this like
history and
like forever deep connection and like, they're always there for each other. They're great friends. They, they made a go of it and it didn't, whatever. I almost say like Dick and Corey because it feels like you were saying, like that's the commitment to moving past where you were.
Yeah. Which is
like not the way to choose a person to love, but like as narratively, that kind of feels like,
and that's what Grayson's whole fucking narrative is about moving forward and changing, right? Like,
yeah. I think I would root for Dick and Babs more, but you know what I mean? Like narrative, it feels more right for him to end up with Corey, and it's like it was a great dream when we had it. You know what I mean? For him and Barbara. But my kind of like down the middle answer was I really liked, I'm invoking the Rebirth run again. I kind of liked his sort of relationship with his somewhat relationship with Sean Sang, which is the Defacer. She's sort of like a minor villain who's like a graffiti artist and kind of anarchist and things like that. They had an interesting relationship that I kind of enjoyed and wanted more of, but and yet I really like him and Babs right now in this Taylor Redondo run. It works, but it always feels like it's like, I think I found a way to distill it. Every time Dick and Babs get together, it feels right. And it feels like this is what we're meant to do. Like, I think of the Friends like we're lobsters.
Yeah.
But then I think of like how Friends really should have ended is Ross and Rachel should not have stayed together.
No.
That they always are going to have that history and they're going to mean so much to each other, but she should go to fucking Paris.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, that she stays is insane.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I feel about Dick and Babs, is like they're always going to have that, and it's always going to feel right when they are together and they're making it work. But ultimately,
he needs growth.
They both do.
Yeah.
And I think it's just hanging on to your high school sweetheart's just not it.
Yeah. Agreed.
Oh man, I just made myself like sad. Oh man.
But then all of his friends come together and really. All right, let's go to the next question.
That's depressing as shit.
Man, that's life.
I'm so sad. Oh man. Also, if you're listening and you've like married your high school sweetheart, I'm not saying like you fucked up. I just mean,
but
you can't fuck up.
Next question comes from Jake Micho, who asks, would you choose Grayson hypothetically to take over the role of Batman? If not, who?
I like it when he steps in like in the interim.
Yes, like Bruce is like out for some reason,
or they both got to show up at the same event.
He's in fucking New York for some reason.
No, that's Jace.
That's sorry.
That's
yes,
Jace Fox.
That's right.
I don't mind when that happens,
Yeah.
but I generally no. I mean, Dick has expressed. I mean, even though he has been Batman,
Yeah.
he has since expressed he does not want that.
Yeah.
Nightwing's its own thing, and for all the reasons I was talking about before, about the symbolic importance of getting your mantle from someone who is not your mentor,
Yeah.
I think it's important that he does not become Batman.
Yeah.
I think in the past, you've probably heard me say that I actually felt like Tim Drake is like a good inheritor for Batman. I think I also am now also in the camp of like Cassandra Cain.
Yeah.
That she gets like fully adopted by the family, you know, like not just like literally, but like that's the ultimate inheritance for her, is to escape all that assassin training and thing. You know, I think Damien's going to do his own thing. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll be curious to see what
I think Damien can also get out from the shadow of the bat, but for Cassandra, it doesn't feel like she's in his shadow. It feels like it would be like an acknowledgement of her skill and her dedication and everything she's contributed and how much the family values her. That it's like, no, you get to be Batman.
Well, yeah.
To me, it's like it's Tim or it's Cassandra are the two that I'm like, they should be Batman.
I think Tim's whole thing is that like his position is to fill in the thing that needs to be there. So,
well, it's funny. It's funny that you say that because, like I said, I've been reading the early issues of that like Chuck Dixon Nightwing run, and Tim literally says, "I'm here to be Robin."
Yeah, because
I don't want to be Nightwing or anything like that. It's like once he doesn't need me anymore, like I'm out. Yeah. I'm going to go back to civvies.
But I bet
which is such like a thing that like, I mean, has not happened for Tim, but they keep circling back to that. I feel like Rebirth era Detective Comics was also Tim like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, where am I going? So yeah, I mean, I think you're right that like
he knows that there needs to be a Batman and Robin. So he's like, if one's gone, I need to fill that position.
So then maybe, but also it feels like a thing where like, he even says in that run, like, I don't want to be Batman though.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm here to be Robin.
Yeah.
So there's a part of me that's like, yeah, I said Tim and Cassandra, but maybe the best possible case for Tim is he does get to retire.
Yeah.
Or become something else or whatever.
I think retire sounds like
but
the better
retire
thing,
is interesting too. Like, what if you just do that young, not old, and you have to give it up. You just get out. What is that like? And so, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just in the camp of Cassandra Cain
Sure.
as Batman.
I don't hate that. That's nice.
I'm kind of into that, I think.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, wow.
All right, let's leave Instagram and head on over to Reddit,
where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean.
First question comes from ToneDX2049, who asks, how many squats do you think he can do?
Ooh.
Can you bounce a quarter off that booty?
I think he could catch the quarter.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
I think he shatters the quarter.
This is one of the weird things in Teen Titans Go, a show that is like theoretically for kids, but also is 100% not for kids.
Constantly saying things that are like really not for kids.
It's like weirdly dark.
Yes.
Kind of.
God, that one thing.
Premises.
Yeah.
They do, in their own way, have a thing where like Dick is like famous for his like butt.
Yes.
But it's not like everyone's like, oh yeah, that butt. It's like he says it and he's always like showing it off.
Oh, okay. So that's a way to at least.
It's like, but there's this thing. My daughter will sometimes, you'll just hear her singing it. There's a song called The Booty Scooty.
Oh my God.
And it's Dick. Or no, sorry. I think when they first do it, they set it up like the Truffle Shuffle, like the Goonies or whatever.
Oh, sure,
yeah, They won't let Dick into the tower unless he does the booty scooty. They're like, do it. And he's like, I don't want to do it. And they're like, do it. And it's just him with like an angry face because he doesn't want to do it. He's just like twerking. And they're going like, do the booty, do the booty scooty. Scoot, scoot, scoot that booty.
Oh my God.
And sometimes you just hear from the other room, like we put her down for bed. You just hear my daughter go, booty scooty, 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 booty, booty.
God, that kid, your poor
what
child.
a rich childhood.
Your kid's gonna. I said this to you the other day, but I was like, man, your kid's gonna really come into their own in university.
Oh yeah, totally.
they're gonna get suddenly so many friends in university.
Yeah, it's gonna, I think it's gonna be rough getting there.
Yeah, but
if they're anything like me,
yeah,
it's gonna be rough getting there.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, hey guys,
they'll figure it out.
Remember that thing from Teen Titans Go? And they're like, that fucking old animated show. Are you fucking kidding me about superheroes? And you could be like, booty scoot.
Yeah, it's Meatloaf, Phantom of the Opera, Teen Titans Go.
Sounds like the perfect combination of a really cool kid in grade school.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. But yeah, there's kind of a funny thing that way. In the comics, yeah, I think Dick Grayson could probably like pick up a quarter with that.
Oh my God. That seems like a SpongeBob-y kind of thing too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the way Teen Titans Go does it, is like the weird SpongeBob way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. How many squats could he do?
Like consecutively?
Yeah.
Because like in 10 minutes, I can do 100 squats.
Okay, so then he has to do like at least 1 million more than that. I'm going to say 1 million.
I'm going to say an infinite amount of squats. He only just ends because it's like, is this 2 days now?
He's got a life.
Yeah, or he's just like, does it count if it's more than 1 day? Like if I'm still doing them?
Everyone's passed out from exhaustion.
Yeah,
watching him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you did it.
Next question comes from A Cup of Marvel Comics, who asks, why do most / all the heroes and villains respect Nightwing?
Yeah, I mean, he does kind of hold this position of like,
I think partly it's like the thing with Superman should be the thing that everybody looks up to, but he does have a bit of like the golden boy thing that could be like, you could be like, all right, like I get it.
I mean, first of all, Superman does command that kind of respect, but I guess if it's the thing that we've been talking about is like Nightwing has the same drive. He's looking for the same good in people.
Yeah.
But he's human.
Yes. He's got no abilities.
He's not like a god who can do anything going, if you want good to happen, do good. He's like a dude who's like, if you want good to happen, do good. And they're like, oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, if he's doing
it's more aspirational when Dick does it, because it's like, well, you don't even, you have to fight to do it.
I do think there's an element of that, right? Is taking the things that are inspirational and hopeful and amazing about Superman, and then also putting them in just like a person with drive and commitment and confidence and things like that. So I do think there's a thing in there that becomes, he's led the Justice League. He's led and been on the Justice League. He's led and been on the Titans. He's he's a mentor to sidekicks. He's I think he has this kind of broad experience that touches a bunch of like circles of the DC universe, where even if like a bunch of magic characters get together, Raven or Zatanna go like, I know Dick, I'll vouch for. Like, I think he has like the vouch relationships through a bunch of corners of DC as well.
Totally.
But I mean, he's what you would hope the best of us is like, is hopeful, and he's constantly like faced with tragedy and witnessing horrors. Like Bloodhaven is a shithole. Like that town is like, it makes Gotham look like Metropolis. It's bad, and he looks at that and he goes, and we could do better. He doesn't look at that and go like, he's not like Rorschach where he's like, oh, you fucking cockroaches. Like,
sure,
you know what I mean? Like, if he can do that, then I think that's the person you want, at the Vanguard. He's the person you want, like, you're all lined up on your horses, and he gives the speech, and you go save Minas Tirith. Like, that's the I think he's that guy, right? He's the one you want to rally behind.
Totally. Next question comes from Fat Moss, who asks, if you had to pick a theme song for Nightwing that played every time he appeared, oh my God, that's Nightwing's song. What would it?
Oh my God!
What would it be? Also, if Grayson was never taken under Bruce's wing, bad pun, what do you think his profession / life would have ended up being?
The theme song thing is funny because I think it actually comes up in that volume that I gave you. He talks about how he's been trying to write a theme song, but the only thing that rhymes with Nightwing is Thing or something like that. And then Raptor, the other character, like sings his own theme song at one point in the book too.
That's really
so
funny.
Raptor has one, Nightwing doesn't, but Nightwing is like a verse or something of Raptor's theme song. So the idea of Nightwing having a theme song or thinking about it is like canonical.
That's really funny.
Which is very fun. What would his theme song be?
Do you know what I think it is? I think it's the end of like, especially the first season of Supernatural, the like last song that plays at the end of the episode, but it's like the like
oh really? You're right. Yeah. I think maybe, oh boy, it's just creepy Calliope circus music. That's Dick Grayson's music. Maybe I'm just thinking of like wrestling intros now because you said that.
That's so funny.
I don't know what his theme song. I think his theme song would have to be like, if it's made up, if it's not like an actual song.
Yeah.
It has to have like the kind of vibe as like the Spider-Man theme song. Like, it's kind of fun. It's like Nightwing, swinging and saving the day. Like, it's got to be like just fun and dumb and like, I think it's.
It depends
on
on the version of Nightwing that you're thinking of too. Yeah.
I always come back to that thing in Justice League Unlimited where Green Arrow sings his own theme song while he's beating up like henchmen. He's like da 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 da.
That's like, really funny.
I picture that vibe as well, of just like he's just humming a tune, but he's like, I've decided this is my theme song.
That's awesome.
So if he wasn't raised by the Batman, what do you imagine as a trajectory for his life?
Well, I mean, that's interesting. You would just assume that he'd continue with the circus, or
I mean, the irony is that potentially he ends up more like Batman.
Oh, interesting.
Let's say, even if he's not a vigilante, I'm just being like morose tragedy, like things like that. As like the irony of Batman is that he does, by what he helps Dick deal with and how he helps him deal with it, he does save him from becoming like him. In doing that, he also kind of pushes him away.
Yeah.
You know, Dick not ending up like him makes him go like, Jesus, man. Like, and turn to Superman or turn to his friends and the Titans or turn to other people and be like, there's a better way to live this life.
Yeah.
And that's the irony of Batman, is that he does succeed at doing it, but it's like, it also kind of makes him a pariah in the relationship a little.
Totally.
So if he's not there to do that, there is a universe out there in the Omniverse where Dick ends up more like Batman, where he doesn't find a way to like find the fun or the exhilaration in life, or he doesn't have someone to care for him and save him from that, and he falls into that despair. Now, whether or not that ends with him seeking out vigilante justice or just being sad, having a normal life, but just being sad.
Yeah.
You know, like I think there's a real good chance that Dick isn't the inspiration that he is if Batman doesn't take him in.
Yeah, I mean, there's a potential. Yeah.
My caveat here is I'm talking about if Batman doesn't take him in and no one takes him in.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but here's the thing. He also doesn't have like wealth. So like he can't really become Batman. He would have to become.
Well, no, but you know what I mean. Like in an alternate universe, like Clark takes him in. It's like, well, he'll probably be fine.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like there's I guess
no one takes him in. He just becomes like the circus clown, and it's like,
yeah. Does he stay with the circus
and become like a vigilante of the circus,
or does he just stay with the circus and and you know, maybe, you know, Haley of Haley's Circus raises him.
Yeah.
He just has a different life, you know, but probably a sadder one.
Yeah. Still got that ass though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not gonna.
That's just genetic. Have you seen John Grayson?
Oh
yeah.
Oh.
Snack that.
All right. Let's leave Reddit and head on over to the voicemail.
Sure. I forgot what the drop is.
The fucking ringing. That's all it is. It's just a fucking phone.
Give it. Feed me again. Feed me again.
Oh God, you're constantly asking for that. Let's leave Reddit. Leave Reddit and head on over to the voicemail.
Bring, bring.
Oh my God! Wow,
bring,
look how
bring.
queued up and clean that was.
I'm a real one-take Jake. Make sure you cut out that bit where I didn't do it.
What do you mean?
What?
Oh no! All right.
Hey, Doc. Hey, Richard. It's Ryan Putney, and I've got my Nightwing question for this week's episode. So we've been talking about Nightwing a little bit on our Character Club channel on the Discord, and I wanted to ask you guys something about Dick Grayson's evolution since switching from Robin to Nightwing. Baby, I'm trying to ask a question. Oh, great. My son's already arguing with me. Let me ask the question, dagnabbit. So my question is, how has Dick Grayson grown as a character since he became Nightwing after just switching from being Robin? And then, I guess, what is it about Nightwing that kind of, you know, what separates him from Batman? Because Cosmic Jam kind of talks and say that he's like a lesser Batman. Sammy, I'm trying to ask the question. Well, hopefully you understood what I'm saying. But basically, you know, what separates him from Batman, and how has he evolved or grown since switching from Robin to Nightwing? Thanks, bye.
Oh, is there?
Cats in the cradle of the silver spoon, little more blue than the man on the moon.
And so the prophecy is fulfilled. When you coming home, Dad? I don't know when. Gathered there. So, how has Nightwing changed since from going from Robin to Nightwing?
I mean, I think the transition to Nightwing is like a real, like, that's him really stepping into a leadership role. Like,
yeah.
Obviously, the Titans have existed, and the New Teen Titans existed while he was Robin.
Totally.
But, you know, and there's an element of leadership and stuff like that there. But him becoming Nightwing, that happens during Judas Contract. That happens when Deathstroke pulls the team apart,
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like, fuck this. And he's like, I found this disco suit, not goddamn Nightwing. So it's him like really stepping into this leadership role. And I mean, maybe the biggest change of him since Robin is that as Nightwing, he has his own mission. He's doing his own thing, and whether that means he's in his own city or he's off on international espionage escapades or whatever is happening. It's not just like the Teen Titans are the club I hang out with because I am a sidekick and they are sidekicks.
Sure.
Or we're all young and we're hanging out together. This becomes him being like, I have a way. I want to superhero and fight crime and bring justice, and this is my opportunity to do that and to teach and guide others in how to do that too, right? It's I mean that's the big change, right? Is actually stepping in and embracing that role, that it's not like we're a collective of youths. It's like, no, I'm leading this group. Because even though they're all friends, they all trust each other, they're all contemporaries, like he leads the Titans, right? Like even when they're adults, Thicc is the leader of the Titans. So I think that's a big shift. I can't remember what the other part of the question was.
It was more of what's the differences between him
what
and Bruce,
differentiates him from Batman. I mean, if we're talking about kind of more modern approaches to Nightwing, it's he is increasingly trying to reconcile the thing that is like an oversimplification of Batman that people say, which is, that he's like a cop, basically.
Yeah.
That is an oversimplification of Batman and sort of unfair to throw out there. However, recent eras of Nightwing are kind of him grappling with like the underlying idea of that, which is it more important for criminals to be afraid to commit crimes or to help them so they don't feel like they have to? Like that, to help society or help them as individuals or be on their side a bit so that they don't feel like that's their recourse? Is it enough to just try to deter people, or should you remove the things that make it happen? And, so whether that's about, giving people more second chances. I mean, Bruce gives second chances. He works with criminals sometimes. Clayface was on the team. Like, it's not unheard of for Bruce, but I think it's not his natural state as much as it is Dick's.
Yeah.
I think Thicc is way more willing to trust and be burned than Batman, who has to be like convinced.
Yeah.
And that's the Superman of it all, which is like, yeah, this is the harder way, and it may be the way where I make more mistakes. And there is the risk that someone will get hurt because I've taken a chance on these things. But I will wear that because I would rather live in the world where I give those chances than the world where I don't.
Sure.
And I think that's the fundamental difference. They're both like great athletes, incredible martial artists. They use tech. They like all the surface level things are very similar.
For sure.
Dick learned it all from Batman, but it's what's the end, And that's the thing I love about this like Taylor Redondo run is, Dick is taking Alfred's billions and he's like, I'm not just like building like Nightwing Incorporated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fix Bloodhaven. And it's gonna start with, I'm not putting up like housing somewhere else. If the tent city was here, they built a community here. So why don't we just build a more permanent structure and help, make sure they've got resources and food and stuff like that. But you stay here. You already built a community. Why would I move you somewhere else?
God, this guy's begging for a queer eye.
He's
doing real good. He's just begging for Queer Eye to come.
Well, no, he's already doing good. He doesn't need that.
I know, but he deserves it now. That's what I'm saying. He gets the Queer Eye treatment. That's the whole thing with the new season of Queer Eye. It's less about people who are desperately needing fixing and more of rewarding people who are doing good.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, he already he's got all of the. He already looks great.
Dresses well.
Yeah, he's got a cool apartment. And a fun 3-legged dog named Bitewing.
Fair.
Well, the dog's name is actually Haley, but
they
call it Bitewing.
Sure, yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
All right, let's leave the voicemail and head on over to the doc scored.
Oh, will I docs and scored with the doc scored? I am docs, but that scored is docs and scored.
Nice.
Another sad parenthood song.
Yep. Feeling real feelings today, hey?
Well, that phone call really got me.
Learn what not to do.
I remember it like it was yesterday. I just wanted to play blocks, and
Dad
was trying to call into a podcast.
That's why I burned all the podcasts.
Dad said he was calling into a podcast. That was 4 days ago.
It's about how long as Ryan Putney takes to.
Oh, we love you, buddy.
I mean, because I care. First question for the doc score comes from ass butt fart butt.
Oh my god,
I can't.
This is getting untenable.
Who asks, which Nightwing costume is your favorite?
Ooh. I've
got feelings.
You do?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear it. I want to hear yours first.
I think my number one is probably the Rebirth one.
Like right there.
Yeah. I think that the blue like noticeably is a bird.
Yeah.
One that stretches out to the edges of the arm.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because the Young Justice one is just a little blue thing in the middle, and it's kind of armored black.
Yeah. Don't love that as much. I like the more tightsy looking version of it with the full sort of bird that comes to the crosses rather than something that's a little bit bulkier. Like you get maybe with that Young Justice-y one.
I think I generally agree with you because I don't hate it, but I actually don't necessarily love when the blue stripe goes all the way down the arm to the fingers.
Sure, yeah.
I kind of like when it just up over the shoulders kind of thing.
That being said,
I dig that.
I do like the red bird though. The under the red hood version of it is so good.
That's the new 52 Nightwing.
I do like the red bird. If it was not going to be the blue, it'd be the red.
Here's the thing. A lot of people have a lot of feelings about design and stuff like that. And also specifically with the new 52. People, I think, had feelings about Nightwing going from blue to red there.
Sure.
And I think part of it was that blue is a starker distance from Batman. But, red is very much that was my color as Robin. Now this is my, it's a little more connected.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
It does look cool as hell.
It's a good look. And I do dig it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it more than the blue, but I don't not like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd take either. I'm good with it. I think the blue is just so canonically and iconic with him.
Yeah. I like references to the old disco suits and stuff like that, but truly, I mean, those aren't my favorite.
No,
right?
They're ridiculous.
I like mostly black, very sleek blue. I do like when it goes out onto the shoulders, but I don't like the blue stripe all the way down.
That's what's needed to look like a bird. I don't like when it's just the V.
Sure, right, yes.
Yeah, I think for me, I prefer that.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, definitely.
Next question comes from Butt Brother Dan, who asks,
Brother!
Brother Dan. Oh, hello, Brother Dan. Jebediah's down on the field. But Brother Dan.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
That was more what I was going for. Yeah.
Nice.
Got to till in the field. Got to put up the bond later, Brother Dan.
I was going for Bane, and you were going for Amish.
Yeah, basically. Okay. But Brother Dan asks, build the perfect actor to play Nightwing using your favorite attributes of existing actors. I mean,
like Frankenstein and actor together?
Okay.
Interesting. I mean, I guess just because I've recently seen that video and you also sent it to me, I want like the chest, pecs, shoulders of Taron Egerton.
Yeah.
Easy.
Sorry. Sorry, are we still doing the podcast?
Yeah, I want that of Taron Egerton.
I just want Matrix era Keanu Reeves.
Oh, interesting.
I think he'd make a good Nightwing.
Do you know who else? I mean, like kind of facially, I don't know the actor's name, but who played like young Cyclops? Like in those like newer X-Men.
Yes, I can't remember that actor's name.
Facially, I think that works for me for a Dick Grayson. For a
sure,
Nightwing.
yeah. And the ass of
Jennifer Lopez.
Kim Kardashian.
Kardashian? Yeah.
Kim Kardashian. God, if that show was on now, you know.
She was occupying Kanye Jor.
A joke for literally no one.
Yeah.
Like, not even for you, really.
There's that podcast.
Yeah.
The podcast that I've been listening to, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's a DS9 rewatch podcast.
Hilarious.
Very funny. Yeah, I'm trying to think other attributes.
I mean, what else is there? The ass, the body, and the face.
Hands? Do you have strong hand opinions?
The hair, like...
Yeah, right.
That's why I think the Keanu thing around that era is so, like...
I see what you... I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm going to solve this.
Okay.
The feet of... let me pull up.
What's that actor from Hung?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah. Michael Fassbender's dick from Shame.
A feeling I do not have looking at that.
I mean, truly, though, like a kind of like Taron Egerton or that whoever played young Cyclops or like those types, I think are very similar to like who I would think. Brenton Thwaites, I'm trying to stay away from because obviously he's currently playing him. But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely thinking of those people. Do you know what? Here's a casting that was thrown out as like a rumor or like it was like I hope they cast him as this or it was something like that online, and I kind of dug it. Someone was like, they should cast what's his name, Mina Masood, the guy that played Aladdin.
Oh,
in the live action Aladdin.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, I kind of dig that.
Yeah.
I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I'd want him to kind of bulk a little bit.
I'm casting that Jafar as don't worry about
it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Just shut up. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, but I kind of liked that one. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like that. That's awesome as hell. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Or, oh man, this is kind of stuck out of time. The actor I think is too old now.
Sure.
But the guy that played, I mean, you're going to laugh at me that this is my cultural touchstone for it. The guy that played Takashi in Tokyo Drift, who was also like, he was like Shredder in the second Ninja Turtles.
Sure, yeah.
You know, the recent ones or whatever. That guy, I think also like the right kind of like body type look or whatever. I'm casting out of time because he's too old for it now, but that's what I'm going for. Is kind of like not like super jacked, but like young, fit, cool hair. Like,
so here's somebody I struggle with because I don't think their acting is up to it, but maybe they could get there.
Okay,
you're gonna laugh at me.
Okay.
Jared Padalecki?
Jesus.
I think
absolutely not.
I think he could.
I disagree strongly.
I think he could.
I hate that.
And then you make Jensen the Red Hood, and there you go.
Might be worth it for that.
Right? All right, let's go to the next question.
Sure.
From Keeping Doc Honest, who asks,
oh, like Robbie Amell, not now, but again, like younger, that type. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure. Yeah. It's gonna be in your head all night now.
Yeah. It's like I said, young, fit, not like bulky, but like
slender, yeah,
strong,
toned,
cool hair,
delicious.
Someone who looks like they could be kind though too. You know what I mean? Like that's the weird X factor is like maybe that's where you're coming from.
That's what it is.
The Jared Padalecki, like the Sam Winchester thing is like they need to look like they care.
Yes,
and I think
that's where it's coming from.
I see where you're coming from now.
Yeah. Keeping Doc honest asks, can you talk a bit about the similarities and differences between Dick Grayson and Wally West? Two former sidekicks that handled the weight of their legacies very differently.
Right.
Like Dick realizing Batman was a toxic dad and he needed to get the fuck out, and Wally turning into a better Flash than Barry Allen could ever dream of being.
Yeah, I mean, Bruno's onto something interesting here. I mean, I would actually argue that they're more similar than different. Sure. Like on the surface, yes, they go different. Like Nightwing more strikes out on his own. Wally inherits and takes up the mantle and ends up surpassing it. And he's, but he's doing that to like, I will be the Flash because Barry is gone. And
sure.
They start kind of in different places that way. Mm-hmm. But what's interesting is like, I mean, Bruno is right. Wally is a better Flash. But what makes him a better Flash? I mean, it's not just that he's faster, but it's also that like Barry he's too in his head, right? Barry's thing is he's overly analytical. He's a CSI, right? He's overthinking everything. He intellectualizes his speed and his powers. And the thing that unlocks Wally's true power, his discovery of the Speed Force, is that Wally has a more like intuitive, spiritual connection to the Speed Force. Mm-hmm. It unlocks powers for him that Barry didn't have. He has better access to it. He's faster than Barry because of it. And it's because he trusts his gut. It's intuition. He's not overthinking. He's feeling it, right? He's open to it. Barry's very closed off. I mean, in that way, Barry and Bruce are similar. Mm-hmm. It's different. It's a different kind of closed off. Bruce, you can't top Bruce for being closed off, but they're both guilty of over intellectualizing.
Yeah.
Right. That's their thing. And so Wally in his own way fights back against that.
Yeah.
In sort of spiritually exploring and accepting the Speed Force. Dick does kind of the same thing, but in a different way, which is it's not that he doesn't become a better Batman by being Batman and doing it better.
Yeah.
He becomes a better Batman by acknowledging acknowledging that Batman is maybe a limited tool.
Sure.
It's the thing that works for Bruce, and it was a start, but we're past it now.
Yeah.
Where Wally is like, this is what the Flash can be. Dick acknowledges that there's a limit to what Batman can be, and if you actually want to be better, you have to leave it behind. So Bruno is right in that they do it differently, but I would argue they're actually doing the same thing. They're kind of these parallel tracks, but the key difference is that there's nothing inherent about the Flash mantle that's like, we got to leave that.
Yeah.
Just like, Wally just finds a way to improve and expand and evolve it.
Yeah.
And
no one's seeing the Flash and being like, well, I mean, we all know the Flash is kind of fucked up in this one way. Yeah.
And Dick is saying like, no, but Batman serves a purpose. It's not that Batman is useless.
Yeah.
But if we're going to grow and move beyond it, like Batman actually can't.
Because people will always see Batman as this one thing.
So in order to do that, you got to be Nightwing.
Yeah.
That is the evolution of Batman is that, and this is a thing that comics come back to so much, that like Bruce's greatest success is that Dick doesn't turn out like him.
Yeah.
And so that is then literally manifested in that idea of like, yeah, I don't want to be Batman. Mm-hmm. Nightwing is different and better. This is how I'm going to be Nightwing. And so, yeah, it is interesting to see how the sidekicks or the former sidekicks grapple with that thing,
Totally.
Yeah, and Dick and Wally are the best examples of that because there's a lot of like extra complications for like Roy Harper's relationship to Green Arrow, through being Speedy, Arsenal, Red Arrow. Like that's a more complicated, fraught kind of dynamic than Wally with Barry or Dick with Bruce.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, let's see a different perspective on that with our next question.
Sure.
This comes from the Doc Squad.
Okay.
Raging G listens only to metal. Raging G admires flower petals.
Sure.
Yeah.
You almost didn't land.
Yeah,
that
it was
one.
close, but I got it. Who asks, I feel Dick Hugh still lives in Batman's shadow while he's Nightwing. He has his town, his villains, and all of that, but he still feels like a character that is dependent on Batman. We've seen that he can carry stories without all of that in the Grayson series. Do you think that he should drop the Nightwing mantle and be a permanent agent or something else, or that will never happen?
Right. So, and this, it's interesting that Raging G brings this up, because both Raging G and Cosmic DM seem to come from this place of the way that they read Nightwing is he's still too tied to Batman.
Sure.
What is the thing that makes him different? And does it make it different enough? And that's
fair.
That's where they're coming from with the character. And it is interesting. I mean, my perspective on it is he's never not going to be tied to Batman, nor should he not be tied to Batman. He's been around since 1940. He was Robin until like 1981.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And then he became Nightwing and stuff like that's always going to be in there. I like the idea of just like, how do you show someone trained by the Batman, grew up under the Bat's tutelage, and then what do they do differently?
Yeah.
So then naturally, there's going to be overlap, and Bloodhaven's like right next door to Gotham, and like,
sure,
they're going to team up. They're family, like that stuff's going to be in there. My perspective on it is that doesn't take away from him as a character, but it's interesting to hear that it's like, Jesus Christ, like, why can't he just get Batman the fuck out? Like, make him move to like Mexico City or something where Batman can't bother him. Like,
sure, yeah.
I think there's something kind of interesting there, to the point of like making him like a permanent spy or something like that. That Grayson series was neat. I did kind of like the espionage thing for him. But between that and his subsequent investigation of the Parliament of Owls, the sort of international version of the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
They talk about it in, is that the Rebirth run? That is actually like a step backwards for him. The thing that makes him Nightwing is that he's in the light and he's doing good and he's helping. Being undercover is all like lies, obfuscation. I gotta let something bad happen so I don't blow my cover, and then maybe it's for a greater good, but like, is Nightwing about the greater good? And I don't think he is. And I think it's Barbara makes the point where it's like, you've been doing this too long. It makes you lose your perspective. You justify some bad things because you think ultimately the good thing you're going to do at the end of it is going to pay it all off.
Yeah.
But you're letting these things happen in the meantime.
Yeah.
And I like that reading of it. I like that interpretation of it. Now, there's the real world thing too of Nightwing is a Batman adjacent character. Batman sells more than anything else. Batman's going to guest appear in Nightwing. You're not getting rid of Batman and Nightwing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I do like that idea, though, of the spy thing and the undercover thing are fun diversions, but that shouldn't be his setting, because that's not really where he works best. If anything, if you really want to address it, it's got to be more about like the Titans-y kind of stuff. It's got to be about, building a team, building a community, training, how are we going to mentor the next generation of, and, so the thing I like is like when he's helping people in Bloodhaven, or he's setting up, programs, or he's helping villains get back on their feet. Like, those are things I like. It like when Batman does it, it's always like, I anonymously paid for an apartment that this crook will now live in. And it's like, it's a form of compassion, but the Nightwing thing is like, no, like I care about the person. Like I'm going to get to know them.
Yeah.
And I'm going to bring them in. I'm not just going to like, you got a job at this like gig now, like good luck. It's like, no, you got a job. I happen to work there. I'm going to make sure I'm a safety net.
Yeah.
That's the acrobat thing. Dick is the safety net. Like he appreciates the value of that in a very like ham-fisted kind of way. You know, like it's Bruce's lesson when his parents die is that like the world can be random and cruel, and you know, only, you know, fear is around every corner, but you could use that to impose order.
Yeah.
The lesson Dick learned is that the thing that can protect you and save you is compassion and care and a safety net and family and things, and like something to build on. And so to me, it doesn't matter if Batman shows up in the book, as long as that's what Dick is doing. So when he's being like a liar and holding stuff back and being a spy and shit, then he's too much like Batman. Then I'm like, ugh.
Sure.
Even if I like the book, I'm like, ooh, come on, Dick. Like, you could do better than this.
Yeah.
I could give a shit if every issue he keeps talking about like Bruce or like, will I ever get out of his shadow? Like, I don't care if he says that, as long as his actions are, you know, that demarcation from him and Bruce.
Totally.
That's my perspective on it. But I as much as I've argued it, I do kind of get that perspective of like, fuck, he's just like always kind of in the sphere of Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get it.
For sure. Well, that was the last question.
Well, there you go.
But we're not done. It's time for everyone's favorite game. Can you guess the name of a character based on who someone does not read comic books can describe that character to us? If you don't know how the game is played, I send a photo of a DC character to my wife, who only reads Paper Girls, apparently.
And even then you pushed her too far, as you were like, never mind, I won't read it.
Yeah, though we've got two big volumes that are coming right now,
okay.
2 deluxe volumes that are on their way right now in the mail, and actually are arrived in town, so she will get them tomorrow.
Very nice.
But otherwise, she definitely doesn't like DC. So, whatever. She sends back 4 clues describing what she sees.
I can win her over.
I mean, she is theoretically more hard to convince than me.
She and I are usually on a wavelength, though. I think I can win her.
Her whole thing, though,
I think you're too aggressive about it. You got to chill, man.
What do you mean?
I'm the famously chill one on the pod, so watch and learn.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. So chill.
The fuck does that mean?
All right, 4 clues describing this character. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right, man.
Came out weird. I don't know.
All right, man. All right, first clue. Likes the color green.
Green Lantern.
Nope.
Green Arrow.
Nope.
Emerald Empress.
No.
Ultra Boy.
No.
Mantis.
No.
Next clue.
All right, next clue. Clue number 2. This is funny. I've seen a lot of capes during this stupid game, and this is a weak-ass cape.
Game, huh?
Like this game.
Oh, this game. Sorry,
yeah,
I was like, oh, you've been playing Injustice.
No,
I thought
no.
I like...
No. You didn't see the code.
So, I've been seeing a lot of capes, and this is a weak-ass cape.
Yeah.
Pariah?
No.
Neron?
No.
Green and a weak-ass cape?
Mm-hmm.
This is like the Wizard, Gentleman Ghost, Blackbriar Thorn.
No.
Green and a weak-ass cape.
Mm-hmm.
Another clue, please.
Okay. Another clue. Clue number 3. Electric personality.
Likes green.
Mm-hmm.
Electric personality.
Apparently.
Brainiac 5.
No.
weak ass cape. Likes green, weak ass cape, electric personality.
Mm-hmm.
Give me one more clue.
Final clue.
Okay.
Wears one of those retro headphones with the built-in and radio antenna.
Okay. He's it's not Sonar. Sonar doesn't wear green. No. Bolt?
No.
No. It's not Signal Man. He doesn't wear green. If it's something stupid like Radio Man or some bullshit like that, I'm going to flip a table.
I'll say there's canonically 2 versions of this character's costume.
Yeah.
One is green, one is not.
Sure.
I couldn't tell which one was the more prevalent version. They both seem pretty ubiquitous.
Sure. Okay. Headphones, lightning, green, weak ass cape. Count Vertigo?
No.
Ambush Bug?
Nope.
Green. Headphones, lightning, weak ass cape. I really feel like I should know this one. Like, the feeling I have is that I'm almost picturing it. Like, I'm sure I'm not thinking of the image you're looking like, but that's what, like, I feel like it's here, and I just can't. Gizmo?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
They were recently in an Action Comics book number 512 that I just recently bought.
Recently in Action Comics 512?
Yeah. Well, recent for me because I just bought
Jesus. It's Prankster?
No.
Who would be in Action Comics 512? I don't know. It's not Toyman.
No.
It's not like a weird Metallo or something.
No. Are you giving up?
Green. Steppenwolf.
No.
It's not.
No, you're getting farther from it.
I mean, Steppenwolf did wear green.
Yeah, you know, you're getting farther from it.
I know I am.
You were really close at one point, but you're too far from it.
I was close at one point?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it.
You want to see the photo?
I do, yeah. Oh, what the fuck is this? It's not like Antenna Man.
So close.
It's like,
it's so close.
yeah.
It's Airwave.
Airwave. Fuck me, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Airwave is the name of 3 fictional superheroes in the DC comic universe. The first 2 were active in the golden age of comic books, albeit the second Airwave had only 1 appearance. The third appearance is in comics as of the 21st century. The original Airwave, Larry Jordan, debuted during the period fans called Golden Age. His first appearance was in Detective Comics number 60. But he's also, he's been in Detective Comics 114 to 137. He's in that one issue of of Action Comics.
Oh, shame on me.
You may be familiar with the Harold Jordan look, maybe potentially more, but
Larry Jordan, you mean?
It's
Harold Jordan is how?
That's what it just said. Harold Jordan.
Oh, really? Come on, man. There's already a Harold Jordan. He's fucking Green Lantern. Oh, Jesus. That's very funny.
Oh, yeah. So when the character was introduced, it was also revealed that he was the cousin of Green Lantern Hal Jordan.
That's even more insane. It's one thing to be like, there could be two people named Harold Jordan out there. It's like they're related. It's like, come on.
Oh, you know how first and last names are passed down through family, right? It's fine. With whom he shared the name. Airwave continued to as a supporting character, though not in every issue of Green Lantern and his co-stars.
Airwave. Shoot.
Yeah.
Well,
starting in Action Comics 488. So there you go. How featured in his adventures of his own for the next couple of years, he appeared in secondary stories of Action Comics. Look at that!
There you go.
Holy shit. Were any of you able to get Airwave?
Yeah, did you get Airwave?
You got so close. You were like Radio Man, and I was like, yes.
I know. We're like, well, I was like, that's what I mean by like, I was like, he's radio adjacent. I was like, I know exactly the type of character this is. So like, fuck.
Dr. Soundwave. Like
honestly, that's where I was that's all my future guesses would have been, is like FM man.
Can I just make it up? Yeah. Well, we would love to know if you have gotten that question, or continuing our month.
That's right.
What do we have next week?
Next week, we're talking about silver foxes, elder statespeople of the DC universe, the people with age and wisdom and experience in those kind of like strong leadership roles.
Zaddies
and zombies. Nope.
No,
like the elder statespeople.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So send in those questions through our various social media platforms, like our Facebook,
Dr. DC Podcast,
our Twitter
at Dr. DC,
our Instagram,
Dr. DC Podcast,
our email,
DrDCPodcast@gmail.com.
All right. You can jump on our subreddit,
r/Dr_DC.
like Mr. Putney did today. The doc phone is always open.
208-917-3238.
208-917-DCEU.
If you're nasty.
We are, of course, super cool and young because we're on TikTok.
Yeah, at Dr. DC. Hey. I don't know even how to sound young.
Hey, Picasso.
Yeah, nothing's younger than that.
That's a TikTok thing.
What? I don't know.
I
don't know, man. I'm not up on any of it.
It's like, what are you doing there? Oh, it's art. Oh, hey, Picasso. It's a TikTok thing. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it?
Yeah. You can go to our website,
DrDCPodcast.com or .ca.
Why don't you jump on iTunes and give us a 5-star review?
Yeah, keep them coming. And if your review isn't on iTunes or Facebook, take a little screenshot and send it to us so that we can see it and read it on the show.
And we're at 145. Right?
Well, we're actually higher because we still have more to go through.
But maybe by the end of the year, when the Lord of the Rings TV show comes out.
Yeah, when is that?
I think it's September.
Oh, okay.
But when that happens, maybe we'll line up really perfectly with a podcast. You know, as long as you hit 300.
How dare you? To arms, my residents.
And while
this tyranny will not stand.
I mean, it has.
Everybody, we're forming a convoy.
Oh no. Of freedom.
To make this podcast convoy.
While you're continuing your support for this podcast, giving your reviews, why don't you also maybe send us some physical mail?
Yeah, 301 Hogue Street, Hoge Street, in Whitehorse, Yukon, Canada, Y1A1V8.
To either Richard Eden or Reed Vanier. Also, when you're giving us stuff, why don't you also give us a few bucks? Give us a few shekels.
This makes us sound so greedy.
Flip us over a few more shekels and I can say it, it's fine. And subscribe to our Patreon.
Yeah, we've got a $1, $5, $7 level. You can get it, all of them, at patreon.com/DrDC. They all give you access to the Discord, our awesome Discord fan community. There's a ton of fun
that
stuff
we are obliged
in
to
there.
say because they'll hurt us if we don't.
I like it there. You just bomb in and out to stir shit.
Me?
No, we're having a fun time in there.
No, I come to your defense sometimes.
You never do. How dare you? Stolen valor. You come to my defense. That'll be the fucking day.
No way. I fucking, I throw you literally like a brick while you're drowning.
Outrageous. And then at the higher levels, there's bonus episodes, videos, theme polls, all sorts of fun stuff, and it all helps to support us.
That's right, but the fun doesn't stop there because we have a whole other podcast.
That's right. Ghost Racers, a Supernatural rewatch. We're going through every single episode of the CW Supernatural. We're talking real-world monster lore, behind-the-scenes fun stuff about the production. We get cool guests. We're halfway through season 4.
More than that. We're like coming up towards the end of season 4
I guess we
right
are,
now.
yeah.
We're going to be in season 5 in no time. God, just like only 10 more seasons to go.
Yeah, it's just only
a third of the way there. Hey, look at that.
It's so insane. We haven't talked about it, but should we talk about the cool thing that's happening?
Yeah, we're going on the road, baby.
Yeah, Dr. DC is going to Fan Expo Vancouver.
So if you're in the area,
we got media accreditation, baby.
That's right. We're fucking validated.
That's that
again.
That we're podcast award winners.
Yeah, finally word's gotten out.
Yeah.
They're rolling out the fucking red carpet for us.
They were like, did you hear these guys got honored in the Yukon?
Yeah. They're like, I guess we have to.
Yeah, we have diplomatic immunity.
Oh my God, there's nothing we can't do.
Yeah, within our own country. That's a thing, right?
Fucking hogtie Kevin Smith and bring him back to the Yukon.
You can't touch us. Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it works. I guess if you're in...
Yukon has a non-extradition pact with the rest of Canada. Good luck. Once we're across the border, we're free, baby.
Yeah, the fucking Hague Accord can't touch us. But if you, I guess if you're in Vancouver, reach out to us and maybe we can see you.
If you're in Vancouver or crossing over from Seattle,
yes,
let us know. Yeah, that's like the third weekend of February.
It's the 17th to the 21st.
So we're going down there. We're trying to line up a couple of cool interviews, hopefully. But we're definitely going to go check out panels and go comic book shopping. We're going on vacation together.
I'm gonna invite Sarah Lance back to my hotel room.
I mean, you can invite her.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think it's kind of weird and creepy, but she also won't say yes.
Yeah, but that's kind of part of it.
You just need to be told no. You've been on a real Legends of Tomorrow kick lately.
I'm really loving Legends of Tomorrow.
I told you, man.
Yeah.
You just got to get through season 1.
I'm getting comfortable with what season 3's putting down right now. I still have a really hard time with the way they treat Rip
Season
Hunter.
2 is great.
Season 2 is great, especially that second half.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for this week.
Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
All the superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.